All right. So if you are here, thank you for being here. Please do not turn off. I'm used to starting my TikTok videos differently than I am my YouTube videos. I'm really bad at this, in other words. Hi, I am Ducky, also known as Ducky Craft, also known as Don't Tread on Me. I am a duck. I like to do AITA posts on Reddit. I do occasionally some food reaction videos. Not as often as the other stuff. Just saying, just so you know. If you like my reaction videos, if you're here only for my reaction videos, I don't do them as often, just so you're aware. And also, MLM horror stories, because I've been reading some of these and I'm like, I thought I was alone in the world. I'm less alone now. 8 billion people. Anyway, so I am on r/MLM stories, and all I read of these first, just like with AITA, I just read the title, say, hey, that sounds interesting, tap, and that's it. So this is a raw reaction. I have not read this at all. If there are oopses with word pronunciation, especially since some of these are not from the US, bear with me. This is a raw reaction. So we're starting with, lost my money and trust to a fake job scam run by my friend. Don't ignore the red flags like I did. I want to share my experience with a fraudulent MLM company called Vidaris Enterprises Private Limited, which operates under the brand names StyleTick and Crescia, supposedly dealing in garments and accessories. I'm going to pause there. He said fraudulent MLM. I would argue that MLMs in general tend to be fraudulent. So yeah, just plugging that in there. So we shall continue. I was approached by a school-time friend in March of 25 who reconnected with me out of the blue. Pausing there, that is very common. They reach out to people they have not talked to in a long time and say, hey, by the way, I'm selling this product now. Would you be interested in buying it? Huge red flag. And we're continuing. He asked me about life, career, my plans, and then told me about a great internship opportunity with a promised salary of, I do not recognize that marker, so we're just going to say 16,000 to 20,000 because I don't know. It's not USD, it's not the money symbol, and it's not pounds or euros. I don't recognize that symbol. So sorry about that. After just 5 days of training, as someone who was already in a vulnerable emotional and financial state, very common, when they try to get you into an MLM, very common, I fell for it, especially since I trusted him as an old friend. He asked for my documents, said I'd get a verification call, and everything sounded official. I traveled all the way from Odisha to, I'm going to say this wrong, please don't be offended, anyone, Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. So we're definitely in the Middle East. So, yikes. Of course, this is the first one I pick. On March 20th, with hope in my heart, I paid $2,750 of whatever this currency is for the training, only to find out it was not an internship at all. It was a manipulative MLM setup. They brainwashed us with emotional speeches, fake financial dreams, and tasks that made it seem like we were growing professionally. In reality, they were grooming us to invest $9,500 to $46,500 to become direct sellers, with vague promises of promotions to levels like Crown, Marquise, and Duke. Okay, the Marquise, I could say. I recognize that word. They taught tactics like ABP sitting, T-up, and 6F, which were nothing but buzzwords. I don't know what those mean. If you know what those mean, tell me in the comments. I'm here to learn. I'm just too lazy to use Google right now. The most painful part? My friend, who initially acted like he cared, changed his behavior drastically when I failed their so-called approval test on day 5. Also not uncommon. And I have dealt with this. I have my own horror story in that regard. He told me straight up that his seniors didn't want me there anymore and asked me to leave that same night. No concern, no decency, just cold rejection. I was devastated. I now realize how easily someone's hope and trust can be used against them. I've been a victim of multiple scams before, but this one hit hard, not just financially, but emotionally too. I want to raise awareness so that others don't fall into such traps. Please always do your research, question vague job offers, and never trust opportunities that demand money upfront in the name of success. If you're reading this and have experienced something similar, know that you are not alone, and this is not your fault. And there is only one response, which is not uncommon in MLM horror stories. A lot of us will just thumb it up and we don't really respond. But if there are responses, I will read them. So the response states, I am so very sorry to read this, mate, but I need you to really think about how you keep falling for things. I've been a victim of multiple scams before. You are correct when you say we need to be aware of things both financially and emotionally. I will agree with that. It seems like you are getting to the heart of what is your own personal weak point, your emotional reaction to thinking about, what if I could make this? I truly appreciate the fact that you are trying to warn others. That is exactly what you should be doing, helping others be aware of things like this. I wish you non-scammy prosperity in the future, and same for me. So I'm looking for what's next. But yeah, those are common predatory tactics. I've seen, oh my goodness, I've seen them all. I'm going to put a plug in here that the MLMs seem to target religious communities. And I know somebody's going to hear that and argue with me and say, no, they don't. Yeah, they do. Literally, there are statistics on it. I'm just too lazy to pull them up right now. You'll hear that a lot out of me. But in my own personal experience, raised fundamentalist, Mormonism, Baptists, Catholics, pretty much anything that can have fundamentalist tack to the end of it, you'll find a lot of MLMs. Because you can work from home, you can be with your babies, you have time to homeschool. You really don't, though. You see these women attached to their phones all day long, sniping and screaming at their children for being interrupted while they are at work. They're cold calling, cold messaging, because they've burned through all of their family and all of their immediate friends. Often they have even burned bridges with their friends because of these scammy and scummy tactics. And anyone who says, no, that's not true, you either haven't been through it or you just haven't had your eyes opened yet. You just haven't come to that realization. Trust me, it is the way it is. If you haven't experienced it, I am very glad you haven't experienced it, and I hope you don't experience it. Because it's really hurtful to lose a friend to an MLM and literally have them burn bridges with you, and you realize just how nasty and despicable they can become. It really sucks. There's a thing here about looking for MLM dropouts, interview partners for my master's thesis. That is in MLM stories, and it's one of the top trending stories. So if you're interested in that, pop in there. I just told you how to find it. And I think I tapped on this one. It says, unbelievable. I am currently battling my 3rd round of primary brain cancer. So, and then their post is, I have been having panic attacks when I was trying to fall asleep and asked friends on Facebook if they had suggestions for me to be calmer and not have these panic attacks. After a big one came out of nowhere in the middle of the day, a panic attack, I'm assuming, which, I'm so sorry. I've been through that. I've been panic attacks and not knowing what's causing them. Potassium was low. Found out later. So a friend who offered, whoa, I missed a sentence. Hold on. After big one came in the middle of the day, I had a feeling it might be seizures. I've likely been having seizures for a few months and thought it was anxiety. Ooh, dang. So a friend who offered a sleep tip recently messaged me wanting me to take a look at these great new cleaning products she started using. Norwex. Was it Norwex? Please tell me it was Norwex. Seriously, I'm battling for my life and you are trying to rope me into your crap. I just told her about the seizures and didn't respond to the MLM part. These people are ruthless. I'm surprised she didn't send you a, try my essential oil. If you eat it, it'll cure you. Along with a lot of prayer and hoping it doesn't happen again. Am I giving away the reason I don't like MLMs? Literally, hi, brain tumor here. I'm leaving that in. Hi, brain tumor behind my eyeball here. Her name is Nancy. I'm quite attached to her. She's also non-operable. Yep, I live with a brain tumor. So I can understand that anger and that frustration. When I first revealed to immediate friends and family that I had an inoperable brain tumor, which, by the way, don't feel bad for me. I'm not dying and I'll probably live with it for the rest of my life. It probably was born with it, actually. It's called a meningioma. They're often not life-threatening. But when I first heard it was there, they didn't know exactly what it was. So there was some concern. There was some fear. And I swear all of the Young Living and doTERRA and Monate, how is a shampoo going to cure my brain tumor? Someone please explain the mental gymnastics there to me. All of the Huns came out of the woodwork. I had an Optavia rep tell me that losing weight would make me lose my brain tumor. I've now lost 90 pounds. Nancy's still there. I quite like her. But it was just infuriating having these people say, don't do chemo, which I didn't plan on doing anyway. Our product will cure you. Their product will not cure me. I've known that from the beginning. The Optavia one really, really blew me away. I was just like, are you okay? Like, did you take some ayahuasca and not tell anybody? And can I have some? What the heck, girl? The Young Living and doTERRA ones did not surprise me at all, and I just honestly started going through and blocking them where I could. And this was immediate friends and family, mind you. I blocked 2 family members. Cousins, not immediate family. Don't. For the few family members who do watch my channel, don't panic. It's probably not you guys. Probably. So I can understand that real frustration. And no, try my cleaning product. It'll make you better. The cleaning products did not give us a brain tumor. Please stop it with that nonsense. Just like vaccines did not give me autism. Please stop it with that nonsense. Vaccines, however, did give me a seizure. I dare anyone to argue with me on that because you can't prove otherwise, and neither can I. So there. Anyway, there's a response here. And they say they have no morals. I'm sorry that you're going through this, and it sickens me that people take advantage. Absolutely. I kind of just gave that sentiment in a very long, wibbly wobbly, rounded out way. But OP says, thank you. I can just hear it. If you know someone with cancer, they're the perfect person to reach out to because they'll want something with less toxins. And that's literally what they teach. I've been in several MLMs. Our products are cleaner and safer. Yeah, no, they're not. No, they're not. Except they don't know what causes brain cancer, and it's too late for me. I already have it, right? It's not going to... I'm going to have to respond and say, right? It's not like the tumor is going to go away. It's already there. It's not like you can prevent the tumor from being there. The tumor's already there. I will actually put a response to this one. I don't usually respond to them. But that's one, I feel her pain. Mine is not life-threatening. But the number of people who have been like, well, but if you take my supplement, if you take this product and pray a lot, it'll go away and get better. I like Nancy. When I'm randomly talking to myself in the middle of the night, I can blame Nancy. If I'm giving away that I might have some mental health issues, 8 billion people on this planet, we all have mental health issues, convince me otherwise. Wait until they start offering the essential oils and natural remedies and vitamins that will, they promise, cure your cancer. These people are vultures with no shame. I had not read that comment. Absolutely, I should have read that comment and been like, I feel this 100%. And, oh, this lady says it's been 17 years. So she's had a tumor for 17 years, or at least known about the tumor for 17 years. So I've gotten them all. This was just so out of the blue from someone, and that I would never expect to do this. And she actually, someone I'd never expect to do this. So, yep, I definitely feel her pain there. My video is getting a bit long, so I will do another video. So if you hang around for next week, I will pop up another video on MLM horror stories, because, oh my goodness, Reddit is a minefield. But also, if you have some MLM horror stories of your own, there are so many MLMs out there. And, like, I like this Reddit thread, or this Reddit sub. Is it a sub? Oh my gosh, I am so technologically illiterate. I'm such a millennial. Not. I am a millennial, by the way. But there's so many horror stories just in here, and I hear about things, I hear about MLMs that I've never heard about before. I'm learning about new MLMs, so I'm learning which ones to watch out for and which ones to avoid. So if I do get a cold call, if I sell for this company, now mind you, I have learned to Google pretty much all companies and go, is this an MLM or is this an actual small business? 9 times out of 10, it's not an actual small business. And that's very frustrating because I want to support a real small business, not a big corporate chain that has a bunch of direct sellers who are calling direct selling their small business. Not the same thing. Anyway, if you've hung out with me this long, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day or weekend or whenever you view this video. And I'll be putting something out next week. Later, peeps.